everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I would share my UCAS journey, my experience with applying for university and like my top tips, my personal experience, like how quick I got offers back, my decision making with my courses and my universities, and just bits and pieces like that. So sort of give you an insight into like how I applied for uni and all the different bits and bobs that maybe you didn't quite know about or that you're worrying about for applying this year. You're just interested in my different university choices. If you want to go into like a similar career path to me, you might be interested. So I thought this would be a lovely video to make and hopefully very helpful to some who want to apply to university in the future. Before I get on with the video, this is sponsored by What Uni. Like I always say, What Uni was my #1 website that I used throughout my university choice picking process. They honestly helped me decide the universities I wanted to go to alongside the courses that I wanted to apply for before I actually put them on my UCAS application. So if you are interested, then make sure to go check them out. I'll leave them in the link down below. But yeah, their website sort of helps you look at all the different university options in the country, all the different course options, and it has all the information about the courses. So it has information about the different modules throughout the different years of the course. You're able to compare them, student happiness rate, all these different elements that can help you into deciding what uni is perfect for you. So I definitely recommend going and checking them out. If you are worried about condensing your university options and you're not really sure which to put first, then I definitely check out What Uni to help narrow your options down. So I've got like a notebook and my laptop in front of me. I've managed to sign into my UCAS so I can literally see my entire application, which is absolutely perfect for this video. So I'm feeling very happy that I've been able to get into it because it's going to help me give you a better insight. I can't remember everything. I've had to research everything all over again. I have already forgotten the entire application process, so researched back into what I did and everything. So now I can remember my full journey to a pretty good extent. Obviously there may be little missing things that I can't quite remember, but I've literally got dates for when I got my application back, so hopefully I'm doing something right. Before you actually apply to uni, you obviously need to look into the universities and the courses that you want to do. Usually you'll have an idea of a course that's in mind. For me, I knew I wanted to go into forensic science, so that was quite an easy decision for me. It was the sort of a spur of the moment decision because I was going into dancing, musical theatre, all that sort of thing, literally the summer before I decided to go. No, it was in 2016, after I'd finished my AS, I literally, all this point upwards from GCSEs to end of AS levels, I thought I was going to go into dance and musical theatre. I thought I was going to be applying through UCAS, which is a completely separate thing, until I had this horrible experience. I will try and leave the video down below. I can't remember if I've actually done like a proper story time about it, but maybe I should in the future. Hit the likes if you do want to, and comment down below if you do want a story time about what made that massive change in my mind, because obviously my whole life I was driven towards doing dance, musical theatre, singing, all that sort of thing, and literally just one single day decided to turn my life around pretty much. So let me know if you do want that story time. Literally August 2016, the month before I started my UCAS application and writing my personal statement and everything, I decided that I wanted to go into forensic science. It obviously sounds like a more dramatic change than it was because I've gone from dancing and acting, like a really creative subject, to a more academic one. I've always been a lover of academic subjects. Like I loved all of this, like I loved English, maths and science in GCSE, like I loved all three, apart from physics. That was just a bit of a but I really enjoyed like revising for the science subjects, so it wasn't like a massive crazy change for me, and I'd always loved science, and I obviously took biology A level as well, so I'm so happy that I did, because if not I probably wouldn't have been able to go into forensics if I hadn't have taken a science on at A level. So I was quite lucky in that aspect that I was able to change my decision last minute. However, I was literally panicking one evening in August, like just looking through loads of my prospectuses that you can actually order on the What Uni website. So you can go on the What Uni website, go to the universities you think you're interested in or that do your course, and you can actually order a free prospectus to your house, which is absolutely amazing that you can do all of this through their website. So I'd highly recommend checking them out if you are still looking for unis, especially if you're applying this year in September. So I was just looking through random prospectuses that I'd gained from different like UCAS conventions and different university conventions that I'd been to throughout the year, and I came across forensic science, and I was like, oh my god, this is something I am so interested in. I absolutely love crime, true crime, thrillers, like lots of different like cases and things like that, and I just really loved it. And the fact that I loved science and loved revising for science, studying science, it sort of clicked that I really wanted to do that, and I wanted to go into a career within forensics in the future. I didn't know exactly what career path, because obviously although forensics is quite specific, there are loads of different paths you can still go down, but I knew that I wanted to do forensics as a course. So I literally went on to what uni, and I literally typed in uni courses for forensics, and what uni was one of the first things to come up, and that was the website I used throughout my entire decision making process. So my number one tip is definitely go to their website and check out all the different facilities that they offer, because I'm 99% sure that they will help you come to a decision at the end of it. After browsing on what uni, I think this took a few days, I was looking at all of the different courses. I was literally noting down all the different parts of the course. I made a massive Word document dedicated to like my university choices. I noted all the unis that did forensic science, then I looked into all of them individually through what uni. I read through the like module guides or little module sort of information things just to see what modules I'd be doing, and loads of them had computing, and that is one thing I did not want to do, or I wanted to do as little as possible. So I literally eliminated all the universities that I didn't want a computer module in, because no way, like imagine if I didn't look into that and I went to a random uni and 50% of it was like coding and computer technology. I just don't like technology in that aspect. So that was a really nice elimination process, because I could literally get rid of anything that had like 40% computing in or whatever. And then I sort of looked into what modules I thought would interest me, and that's sort of what helped me make the decision. Crime scene investigation was always something that I was really interested in, so that was something that I'd look for in all my different unis. I also really liked biology, so I looked at where biology was good. And then I also sort of, because I didn't have that basic chemistry knowledge, I tried to steer clear of really chemistry based courses, because some unis probably wouldn't have even let me apply if I hadn't got chemistry anyway, so that was an easy elimination as well. I made like a sort of criteria, I guess, and that helped me eliminate and pick 5 unis, and the ones that I ended up applying for: Kingston University in London, University of Derby, University of Lincoln, University of West London, and University of Bournemouth. So there were the 5 that I actually applied for. So my top tips for choosing the top 5 was maybe make a document or some sort of like criteria list, and that will help you eliminate and make your decision as quick as possible, because you can't really like be messing around. You need to go to your open days if you haven't already. And for me, I couldn't even prepare in advance, because I'd been looking at all these different like artsy creative universities earlier on in the year, so I needed to quickly make my decision so that I could go to all these open days before I decided what my firm choice and what my insurance choice was. So the next sort of massive challenge, I guess, is writing your personal statement. For those of you that don't actually know what a personal statement is, I'm pretty sure it's based on characters. I think you're only allowed 1,000 characters. You have to sort of sell yourself to the university, basically, say what you're good at, why you've chosen the subjects you have, and your like passion for the subject and course that you want to take on at their university. It has to be sort of like generalised as well, so you can't be like, I really want to come to the University of Lincoln because I think University of Bournemouth would be great, because it sort of has to be like a generalised statement that you can send off to all these universities in your application in hope that they accept you and offer you a place, so you can obviously decide whether you want a firm or decline them. So I have done a personal statement video before, but I will be doing another one because I'm really not happy with how I look in it, and I've got like a lot more tips that I feel like I was missing out. I'm also going to be writing a blog post and actually sharing my personal statement with you guys, so you can see exactly what I wrote. You can even email me if you want. I'll leave my email down below. As always, if you do want to message me and want to know what I wrote for my personal statement to get me into uni. But yeah, so I started working on my personal statement in September. I will be doing a separate video, and it took me about 2 or 3 weeks to completely finalise before I gave it to my teachers. My teachers checked through it, my parents checked through it, my boyfriend checked through it, and then I sent it off, and that's sort of like the final point. However, there is actually, I'm just looking now, on my actual application you have to fill in quite a lot of details as well as give your personal statement. So you have to fill in your school and how long you've attended there for, so like from year 7 to year 13, or whether you've attended the school for just 6th form or whatever, or college. and then you had to fill in your highest level of qualifications and just any qualifications before. So I put in all of my AS results from my dance, drama and theatre studies, biology and English literature, and then I also put in all of my GCSEs, literally everything, and you actually have to put in what you got for each paper. It's quite like a long process, but you have to do it, like that's what you have to do on your application. I don't think it's changed since I did it last year. I'm literally looking at my application down here if you're wondering. And then I had to put in employment details, which I was not expecting at all. So I put in my only job, like proper job that I've had. I had like a temporary next job, but I put in the job that I currently do and working at a catering place, and just said that I'd worked there part-time since 2015, and that's what I'd done as a silver surface caterer. And then you submit your statement, and then you have a referee. Mine was my form tutor at my sixth form, even though they didn't really know me well, so I don't know why they picked my form tutor out of everyone. Should have really been like a teacher that had known me for a few years, but they picked my form tutor. I barely saw her on a weekly basis, and they actually write you a little referral thing alongside like your school, and your different teachers write you this like reference to send off to the uni as well, and that goes on your application too. So yeah, my personal statement was, I think, just under 1,000 characters, and just a little brief guideline. I will be doing a proper video, like I said, in a blog post, but I sort of shared my specific interest within forensics just to show that I'd properly looked in depth. I'd sort of like had some sort of knowledge of science and forensics, and had like a specific field that I was interested in. So I spoke about like human anatomy, cell activity and things like that, that showed that I was like captivated and really interested in studying the subject at like a higher level. I also spoke about the different things that I was studying at sixth form and how they would actually help me on my course in the future if the university was to take me on. I spoke about my work experience, which I did at the school, and I also spoke about my like extracurricular activities that could help again. So I spoke about playing for East Midlands basketball team, performing and dancing for 15 years, and like how that's helped me develop coordination and leadership skills. What else did I spoke about my part-time job and being a school prefect and stuff like that. So it sort of like gave a good overview of myself. I absolutely hated talking about myself and bigging myself up, but you have to do it, otherwise you won't stand out. You are technically competing with other students around the country, so you have to sort of big yourself up as much as you possibly can, but make sure to not lie, because you will definitely be found out. Especially if you have an interview and they ask you about something, then you've made a massive mistake. So I submitted my personal statement, my entire application, once that personal statement had been like confirmed by all my teachers and people at school. I sent it, for some reason I've got this date in my head, so I think it's right, the 19th of October. You have like ages to send your UCAS application in, but our school was like forcing us to finish it by like the first 2 months of A2, so that we could like obviously focus on revision for our actual A2 exams like really early, and we weren't like going into the new year. So yeah, I got mine sent off on the 19th of October, I'm pretty sure. And my first letter back that you get through UCAS, my first letter back was from Derby, offering me a place. I got offered places from all 5 universities that I applied to. Derby came back to me on the 7th of November, Lincoln on the 8th of November, University of West London and University of Bournemouth came back on the 22nd of November, and the last one was Kingston on the 23rd of November. So pretty much within the space of a month I got all my offers back, and fortunately I got them all. I got a congratulations from all of them, so that definitely took off a lot of pressure because I'd got offered places. I think I got offered an unconditional at West London, but that was literally my 5th option and I would never have taken that over the others. And yeah, I got conditional offers for all of them, so I just sort of had to get the desired grades they wanted to. But obviously Lincoln was my favourite after going to their university open days. I'm going to leave I think I've made 2 videos about open days and my sort of advice and questions that you should ask when you go to them. I'll leave those 2 videos down below, as I feel like they'll be really helpful for anyone going to any of these open days coming up. I hope I see some of you guys if you are coming to Lincoln or thinking about coming to Lincoln at the open days that are like earlier on in the year. I'm pretty sure they have some from September to November, so hopefully I'll see some of you guys around, because that would be so exciting, like if people watch my videos and have come to have a look at Lincoln to see what the courses they offer and if they like the uni and stuff. That was a sort of like quite a short period, I guess, in how they got back to me. And then on the 16th of August 2017 was my results day, and I actually got my confirmation letter before I even went in to get my results, so I knew I was going into university before I'd even got my grades back, which was such a massive relief. compared to all the other years when I'd gone in for results day and had absolutely no idea if I'd done well, got into next year, etc, etc. So it was a massive relief when I woke up, checked my UCAS, and I got that letter. It was amazing. So for anyone interested, the letter literally says, "Dear Miss Price, congratulations, your place at University of Lincoln to study forensic science has been confirmed. You'll begin the course on the 18th of September 2017 with a point of entry 1, and then it just sort of explains the thing. This letter is official proof of your place. You may wish to print it to keep for your records." Yeah, that was pretty much the letter, like the most important part of the letter. And yeah, I received that on the actual day of results day. You usually do receive the letter before you even go in for your results, like in the morning, so look forward to that, and at least you don't have to have that like horrible panicky feeling going in to get your grades. I know still grades are important, and you might have worked so hard and it's gutting if you don't get the grade that you want to, even if you are in uni, but at the end of the day, university is the next, like, was the next part of my life, and just to know that I got into it was just like, I was so proud of myself. No matter what grades I got, I was like, thank God I can move out of this place and start a new fresh clean slate, somewhere new and somewhere nice, new people, blessed. That was the sort of university application process. I really hope this sort of helped you guys. A lot of people have asked me some questions, so I'm going to quickly go through them in case I haven't covered them yet. So I also had a few questions about gap years, if I like ever considered one. If I'd have been rejected from Uni of Lincoln, I wouldn't have gone for my insurance choice. I would have literally deferred a year, and I would have had a gap year. I'd have worked and then gone travelling in summer. That would have been my like sort of plan B option, because people have asked me if like I did have a plan B if I did fail, and I don't think I actually did at the time, but thinking back, I think that's what I would have done to make the best out of a really bad situation. So Becky's asked the length of the process. So I think for me, I got mine done really quickly because I knew I wanted to get it out the way to revise on my January mock exams and then my actual real A2 exams. So I finished mine in I finished my application within a month, so my offer's back. So yeah, it took me about a month. So Anna's asked, what are definite no-nos when it comes to writing your personal statement, please? So like I said earlier, don't lie, because you will definitely get found out, especially if you have an interview. Don't repeat the words passion at all, and try and avoid saying I'm really nice, I am really blah blah. Keep it short, sweet, so that they're engaged and don't get bored throughout the whole thing. Make sure you're linking back why you're doing something and how it can actually be relevant to your course. And yeah, that's what my top tips. And just make sure you don't lie and just say I'm passionate because I am passionate about this all the time, because it's just a bit cringe and they've probably read that a million times. Hannah's asked, how important are your predicted grades for university? So if your AS levels were A, B, D, and the D was for business, and you wanted to do a business management degree, would this affect you getting a place? I don't think it would. I feel like universities actually will give you I feel like universities give you a chance, especially if you've got an A and B in the other subjects, like the D could just be an anomaly. I feel like they'd give you a conditional offer and say something like, you have to achieve these grades and then you can take a place. I feel like they wouldn't reject you completely, so don't be worried if you have not done as well as on your AS as you possibly can, because I feel like universities do give you that chance by giving you these conditional offers so you can prove yourself for second year and have that whole year to progress and get to where you want to be. Yeah, they're all the questions. I realised that most of them questions I actually covered during the video, so lovely. Make sure to hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. I really hope it's helped some of you guys out, or it's just given you a bit of an insight into my UCAS journey if you've already gone through the process yourself. Make sure to subscribe down below if you're new, and let me know if there's anything else you want to see on my channel soon. I really hope you're having a lovely week, and I will see you very soon for a brand new video. Bye!